Oh, Cumberland, Cumberland, hear that whistle blow. Over, the soldiers went home, and Cumberland stood where the mountains roam. The smoke from the chimneys began to rise, a brand new future beneath western skies. The canal boats waited along the shore, while the iron wheels began to roar. From Wills Creek Valley to the mountainside, a growing town with a future wide. Oh, Cumberland, Cumberland, hear that whistle blow. Coal from the mountains and the trains below. Black dust on the faces, steel upon the rails. Hardworking men and the stories they tell. From the canal to the railroad line, Cumberland was growing one day at a time. Oh, Cumberland, Cumberland, the gateway to the west of town, built by the hands of people giving their best. Up in the hills where the coal seams ran, men went underground with a pick in their hand. Frostburg and George's creeks and coal down the line. Black gold from the mountains making fortunes in time. The breakers were roaring, the tipple stood tall, and coal cars rolled toward Cumberland for all. Bound for the cities, the factories and ships. Coal from western Maryland was making the world move quick. Oh, Cumberland, Cumberland, hear that whistle blow. Coal from the mountains and the trains below. Black dust on the faces, steel upon the rails. Hard-working men and the stories they tell. From the canal to the railroad line, Cumberland was growing one day at a time. Oh, Cumberland, Cumberland, the gateway to the west of town, built by the hands of people giving their best. The B&O engines came rolling through, with mountains behind and the Potomac in view. 5 different railroads would soon cross the town, and the roundhouse was working when the sun went down. The rolling mill hammered, the sparks flew high. Steel rails were born underneath the sky. Locomotives thundered through the Cumberland night, carrying coal and steel by the lantern light. Then came the glassworks, glowing red at night, turning sand and fire into crystal bright. Breweries were working, the barrels rolled out, and lumber mills rang with a steady shout. The dye works opened, the factories grew. Textiles and tin plate came marching through. Furniture, iron, and steel filled the town, and Cumberland's fortunes kept climbing up. There were miners in the darkness, there were railroad men in steam. There were workers chasing futures, there were families with a dream. Every hammer, every whistle, every shovel in the ground was another piece of history being built in Cumberland town. By the turn of the century, the city had grown. Brick buildings rising where the old farms had been known. The streets were alive and the factory strong, and the sound of the working town carried along. The canal still lingered, but the railroad had won. The age of the steam engine had already begun. From Baltimore westward, the great trains would fly, with Cumberland smoke rising into the sky. Then came new factories, new jobs, and new ways. The promise of tomorrow was filling the days. The city kept building, the workers kept on. From the first morning whistle till the setting sun. Glass, steel, and lumber, the railroad and coal, each one played a part in the town's growing soul. And families came searching for a place they could stay in Cumberland, Maryland, where industry blow, coal from the mountains and the trains below. Black dust on the faces, steel upon the rails. Hard-working men and the stories they tell. From the canal to the railroad line, Cumberland was growing one day at a time. Oh, Cumberland, Cumberland, the gateway to the west of town, built by the hands of people giving their best. So listen when the evening wind comes down across the old rooftops of Cumberland town. You might hear a whistle from a century ago, or a hammer from the middle, or a coal train below. For the mountains remember and the old streets know the men and the women who made Cumberland grow. From the ashes of war to a city of steel, Cumberland's story was something you could feel. Cumberland, Maryland, your working heart still beats today.